Ashe family, and welcome to Crowned Real Talk 101. I am Royalty. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Today we're going to be doing a oracle reading from the oracle deck Isis, which is this oracle deck here. And as I said in another video, my husband had bought me this oracle deck on my birthday, and it has been such a huge blessing. I did a reading for him as well as myself, and all I can say is these cards are the truth. I love my deck. I love my oracle deck. And I'm definitely going to be trying to do more readings and getting more oracle cards. I'm working with the tarot right now, but I'm not so great at it, so I'm still studying it, shall I say. You know, it's a little bit different than the oracle, but I wanted to start doing the oracle readings because I felt that they could be very helpful to some people, okay? And this is just a random reading, so this could be for anyone. You know, it doesn't have to be for any specific person. And I will ask you guys to bear with me because this is my first time doing an oracle reading on YouTube. Okay, so without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and clear the energies. And just like with sage, the tone of a bell could basically balance the energies and vibrations around you. As you can see here, I have my tourmaline, I have my clear quartz, I have my cistrine here. I actually make jewelry, so I got my cistrine here. This is another piece of tourmaline that I, tried to make a little piece out of. It's actually a necklace that I usually would wear. This is my lapis lazuli I made into a ring. My amethyst and my pyrite. I just got a bunch of crystals here just to keep the energy balanced, okay? So without further ado, we're going to get this reading started. As I said before, bear with me. This is my first time doing an oracle reading on YouTube, and I will try to be quick with it, okay? So let's begin. The first card that I will show you here is called the Chariot of Ascension. Okay, and let's get into what this card really means. I want to give you a good look at it so you can kind of see. You know, this to me appears to be an amethyst here, which is a heal all crystal. It just does everything. And this is also the color purple, which it represents our crown chakra. So the Chariot of Ascension, this is a very good card for it to be the first card pulled. And it says spiritual work of the higher initiate. When you're raising to a higher level spiritually and you're connecting with certain, shall I say, spirit guides and deities, you are considered an initiate. And so this is the Chariot of Ascension, the spiritual work of the higher initiates. So this is what is communicating with you right now, the higher spirits of the initiates. And so what this card basically means is, what it means for me, and I'm going to try to go as slow as possible just so that you can understand me. But for the most part, I'm going to try to give you a clear idea of what you can get out of this card and what it may mean to you. So just bear with me as I said before. The Chariot of Ascension Oracle offers you a vehicle, an energetic structure of sacred geometry that strengthens and protects you, allowing for your consciousness to travel instantaneously and freely between dimensions and realities without compromising your vibration or damaging your energy body. which means if you're into, say for instance, astral traveling, just different things as far as raising your vibrations, working on your chakra, this Chariot of Ascension Oracle basically is saying that this is like a vehicle, an energetic structure. The Chariot of Ascension is also confirmation that you are growing spiritually and becoming ready for greater tasks, spiritual responsibilities. So whether you're Muslim, whether you're Christian, you're Buddhist, whatever your faith is, just know that you are growing and you have to trust that growth. Every man's goal should be to reach their higher self. You know, this should be the goal of every man, to be on that chariot of ascension in your spiritual growth. So that means if you have been considering, and that has a lot to do with having faith, being consistent, believing in yourself, not even just believing, but knowing that you are goddess or you are a god, and that you can create. As it is above, so it is below. So if you have been considering taking a step to engage in teaching or healing, in studying or practicing at a higher level, whether spiritually or in your own chosen field of profession, you are encouraged to follow your heart and your destiny. And be bold. Be very bold. Say yes to yourself. The chariot of ascension speaks of rising. It speaks of rising destinies and success. So this is just basically saying to you, you know, continue on that journey, continue on that path. You know, we all have it in our hearts and in our minds to, you know, grow spiritually, you know, but sometimes we might let the life, daily life distract us, you know, in this process. And so what this card is basically telling you, that it is time to ascend. It is time to reach that crown chakra. It is time for healing. Okay. So whatever, ascension or rising spiritually means to you, jump on that horse and get on that journey, because this card is clearly stating that it is your time to shine. You know, whether it is in a business or whatever it is you may be trying to practice in your life, go full force with it, okay? And basically get on that chariot of ascension. Rise as high as you can go with no fear, okay? So this is the first card. And I'm going to go ahead and move my bell out the way and set that here. And we'll go to the next card, which is the Brotherhood of Darkness. Now, this card represents a lot. As you can see here, there's the Brother of Darkness. You know, he looks like he's ready to start some stuff. You know, get into some mischief or stir some mischief or some stuff up in your life. But then you see the goddess has risen above it. She's above it, and she sees him almost as if from a distance. You know, even though the negativity is near her, she has risen above it. And so I'm going to set this card here, and I'm going to kind of just dive into what this card could mean for you. And keep in mind, just like I said, that, you know, if something doesn't resonate with you, it's okay. But what I found when doing oracle readings is that a lot of the times, you know, what we feel may not resonate with us at the time could resonate with us at a later date. So just go ahead and, you know, relax and know that, you know, this may be for you and it may not be for you. If it is for, it may be for someone in your family who's going through something. But all of us should be on this chariot of ascension. It doesn't matter who you are. That chariot of ascension should be your goal. Okay, but then here comes negativity. While riding on that chariot of ascension, you can have negativity step into your lane. Okay, negativity doesn't know how to stay in its own lane, you know, and it doesn't discriminate. So this card basically here is telling you there is a test that you are currently moving through, a test that you are currently moving through, because you are ready to progress more deeply into wisdom, light, and acceptance. okay, and inner peace. So sometimes you may perceive something negative to be bad for you, but it's actually an opportunity for you to grow, okay? And so the test is it's kind of like in disguise of a negative energy, you know. Well, I shouldn't say it that way. The test is basically a negative energy source, either within you or apparently outside of you. In truth, we are all one, and the world is our mirror for whatever healing task lies within. Even though sometimes the source of difficulty appears to be external rather than an opportunity for us to gain mastery with our own response through our inner healing, it can be deceiving. Sometimes negativity can be very deceiving, you know, and in truth, we are all one, as I said, and the world is our mirror for whatever healing task lies within, even though sometimes the source is difficulty and it appears to be external rather than an opportunity for us to gain mastery with our own responses through inner healing. So guidance comes to you in this oracle now to become more conscious of the negative energies either within you or directed towards you without being fearful. You know, look at this energy dead in the eye, this negative energy dead in the eye, and don't fear it. There is no need for fear. There is just need for more conscious, loving responses. You know, so basically it's saying, you know, on this ride up on this chariot of ascension, you're going to have some discouragement. You're going to have some despair. You're going to have things that come in your way, and you're going to be, you know, really feeling like, what is going on here? But always know you can rise above it. You are a goddess. Your guidance is to rise above fear, anger, jealousy, or hatred within you or directed towards you now. So if you have people at your job or people in your family or, you know, friends, you know, that, you know, are jealous of you or envious of you or have, you know, they're always directing some type of negativity towards you. Your guidance is to rise above fear, anger, jealousy, or hatred within you or that which is directed towards you. You know, rise above it now. This will require your feminine strength. As you can see, this is a female. He appears to be a male, which represent aggression. It represents the dominant. You know, sometimes, you know, we can look at our fears and negativity as to be bigger than it really is. But if you use because if you use negative, say negative is coming into your life and you use negative to battle that negative energy, then it's just going to create a bigger fire. But if you use your feminine energy, you know, something soft and loving, you know, somebody says, hey, you're ugly, you say thank you. You know, but you battle that with feminine energy. Don't ever let anyone change your vibrations because they're not comfortable. Okay? And as I said, this will require your feminine strength to be fiercely compassionate and not to even judge or resist, you know, what a person is, you know, throwing at you out of fear. You know, compassion is a great strength. It sees the truth in all situations, and it does not ponder to lies or deception in order to paint everything as being so nice, you know. Compassion is wisdom, and it knows that a wolf can cause harm even if it is dressed as a sheep. Okay, so just like you hear that term, a wolf in sheep clothing, we have friends that are that way. We have family that are this way. We have, you know, co-workers at our job that appear as sheep, you know, but they actually, I mean, well, let's put it this way. They appear as sheep, but actually underneath they're a wolf. Okay, so be careful for those wolves in sheep's clothing. You are guided to be attentive and honest about negative influences within or directed towards you without judging them. Okay, that's just really important. And part of your spiritual path is to honor the darkness as a way through a greater consciousness, meaning sometimes things may look like it's bad for you, but it's actually allowing you to grow and it's pushing you to the next level. So always know when you're being pushed to the next level versus when something is, seriously just wrong, because sometimes, we might be suffering because of our own actions, and it's a sign that we need to change. And then sometimes we're doing everything right, and we still feel this negativity coming at us. Just know that that is your opportunity to grow, to have patience, to move to a higher level. That ascension process. Trust your feminine values, whether you're a man or a woman. Use your feminine energy, that softer side. And don't believe for one moment that you are obliged to wear another person's negativity for them. You are not. You may stand true to your own purity of heart and be safe. You don't have to worry about if I stay nice, that somehow that's going to harm me. No, that you use the purity of your heart, and that is where you are safe. Okay, because just like I said, as soon as you match negativity with negativity, it turns into a huge fire. Just like you see somebody say something smart to you at the gas station, and next thing you know, there's a shootout. You know what I mean? So never try to battle negative with negative energy. Okay, and you are not obliged to wear anyone else's negativity for them. Don't ever let anyone change your mood. Okay, you may stand true in your purity of heart and be safe. If you do not have negative energy rising within you, the same stands true. So, but have compassion and witness it, but don't believe that you have to identify with it. It is not you. So say, for instance, someone, is coming at you sideways and you're like, look, let me go ahead and try to take a few breaths, in and out real quick, to adjust my energy and keep my balance. Meaning you don't have to identify with the negative that may even rise within inside of your own self, inside of your own person. You do not have to identify with that, because it's just energy and feelings. It's not you. So just let it flow and let it go. Okay. So that would be this card here. We're going to set that aside because I don't want this to turn into a 40-minute reading. It's already 17 minutes in. This next card is the Key of Life here. And I'm going to go ahead and put that there so you guys can see. And as you can see, it's the goddess. She's holding the Ankh. And she's basically looking behind her. I guess waving goodbye to a negative past, or negative energies that might have haunted her, but the Ankh is a sign of life, new beginning. So just to have that in her hand and holding it behind her, like, get behind me, Satan, or I'll blast you with my positive energy and my goddess abilities. So I'm going to go ahead and say what this means to me. I kind of want you to look at the card for a minute. As you can see, she has wings behind her, so she can fly high over anything, negativity, whatever it may be. And it's interesting that this negative card, this card here representing negativity, came up in between this one and that one, meaning negativity will try to come between anything that you're doing. The Ankh itself that she's holding comes as a blessing and confirmation that new life is seeking to express itself through you now, and encouragement that it is also encouragement that you allow this to occur. Okay, something has started to be born through you at this time. See it through, my beloved. See it through. Don't let it struggle to survive from lack of attention or care, or a belief that it will not be enough in any way, or it will be too hard to handle once it is created. Okay, and this means, say for instance, sometimes we might have dreams, we might have ambitions, we might have things that we're looking forward to in life, but we become so distracted by negativity and things that really is not conducive to our growth, to come into effect. And in that instance, all of a sudden, our dreams, our ambitions, our desires, things that make us happy, they begin to suffer. Our dreams begin to suffer. Our dreams begin to struggle just to survive, because because of lack of attention, because of lack of care. You have to know what is important. Have your priorities straight, basically. The Ankh says that life will prevail and your creation will come to pass. Do not give up on your creative destiny. Stay with it. You are flowing in the right direction. Okay, so that is what this card is saying. You are flowing in the right direction. You have spiritual support from the unseen worlds. If you are unsure of what your creative destiny may be, or unaware of the exact nature of this new life being born through you now, remember that sometimes the creation will be it could be a project that you're working on. It could be an object. It could be a relationship, or even a new human life, like a baby being born. Sometimes it's even a new way of thinking that is wise and heart-centric, and will be available for others to draw nourishment from. So, when we grow, we also get to feed those around us from our spiritual growth. But one thing we can't do is get so caught up in life's ups and downs that we allow our dreams, our ambitions, and our happiness to suffer. Okay? This oracle also brings a special message that those on the creative path, if you have hit a blank page or a dry well for inspiration, say you're writing a book and you just hit a blank spot, they call it writer's block. If you are encountering doubt in your ability to create and flow, do not despair, because this Ankh promises fresh inspiration will return to you. And you can be assured that you will succeed, okay? Your creative well has not run dry. I'm going to say it again. Your creative well has not run dry, okay? And you will feel youthful again. You will feel energized and full of hope and promise again. You will be inspired to create, but you have to stay on the path. You cannot get lost in the woes. The woes is me, you know what I mean? Because just like I said, this Ankh has always represented life. Okay, so basically I'm going to end that card there. Put that down. And just like I said, it's very beautiful that this card and this card represents new beginnings. But we always have to stay conscious of that negative that may try to come in between. Okay? Because we do have brotherhoods of light and we have brotherhoods of darkness. And we have to be aware of both. Okay? This card is the Knot of Isis. And as you can see, this is a card that represents integration. So say for instance, I said whether you're Christian, whether you're Muslim, no matter what your spiritual belief system is, just know that you are rising to a new level, okay? Actually, this card is basically representing the process. It's basically saying the process does not make you lose your individuality. Say, for instance, you're getting into Christianity, Islam, or you all have already been a part of this. Whatever your spiritual belief system is, allow yourself to integrate with that spirit, that divine spirit. Okay, and this is really important because sometimes we'll find ourselves looking outside of ourselves for things that we should really be looking inside for. So this is basically saying that it is your important spiritual task to just love and be loved. Allow yourself to live with honor and respect for yourself and your body, even the earth and the trees, the plants. Integrate with all of that. Know your true nature and be able to grow. Knowing that things around you, it doesn't have to affect what's going on inside of you, because sometimes we can mesh with negative energies. We allow negative energies to enter us, and then we deal with it throughout the day, and it's like we're doing these up and down motions, and our real true desire is just to be happy. So when you're, just like I said, if you're into Islam, you could be into Christianity, you could just be into African spirituality, but allow yourself to mesh with that spiritual path. Allow yourself to integrate with this. Like say for instance, you're making a quilt, and you have some red yarn, you have some white yarn, you have some green yarn. You can be making a Christmas quilt, and you have to, at first the yarn is separate, and then you get your crochet needle, and then you begin to intertwine this yarn, and it becomes out to make a beautiful picture, a beautiful pattern. And so that's the same thing with your spiritual growth. You have to not sit on the side of it or let it sit in front of you, or it's in a book, or something like that. You have to actually walk with it, allow it to be a part of you in your daily walk. And that's what it means when it says to allow it to integrate. If you're working with whoever your spirit guides are, allow them to integrate with you, allow them to intertwine, allow them to braid themselves within your spirit and in your soul. And that can give you the strength that you need. And I like this card here because it is the knot of Isis. So it's kind of like saying, tie yourself in a knot with your spiritual guides and whoever it is that you look to for spiritual abundance. Allow yourself to be a part of what's going on in your spiritual world, not on the outside of it. And don't always look on the outside of yourself to gain spiritual growth, but look inside as well. Okay, so this is a really essential card because sometimes we can spend so much time, trying to grow spiritually, but we're not allowing the message to mesh and to integrate with us. So I'm going to go ahead and leave that there and get to this last card here. And this card is the Miracle of Isis. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and let you guys see that. The Miracle of Isis. And as you can see, she has the wings on her back, and she's on the back of this gorgeous creature who looks like he will fight to the death to protect her. And so we're going to get into what this card means really quick here. And just like I said, you also look at the way the cards line up. All of these cards are very positive. It started off talking about the, ascending. And then how, there can come darkness in the midst of you ascending. And then, but there's still positivity. You override this right here. And then this is what is needed in order for you to make that transition happen. Okay. So last but not least, we're going to step into this card here and see what it's talking about, what it's trying to tell us. So, let's see. Lift that back up. Okay, so this card is basically the Lady of Isis, saying the Lady of Isis wishes to lift a load that has become too heavy for you to heal on your own. She cannot take something away from you if you are not willing to release it to her. However, release for healing means trust, letting go of attachments to outcome and overcome. Oh, wait a minute. I'm reading this here. Release for healing means trust, letting go of attachment to outcome and how that outcome might be achieved, and opening to the divine, genius of healing that seeks to express the perfection of divine love through you now. So that is basically saying sometimes we have a lot of things that we've been holding on to. We could have been holding on to things from our past. Things that might have become comfortable to us, become so comfortable that we almost feel naked without it. And what it means to hand something over for healing, especially when it has been a long-term or persistent difficulty, or simply seems to be too great or overwhelming to be healed, takes a radical change of mind and heart. So to basically reverse what you've probably been holding on to for years, and allow healing to happen, it really takes a change of heart and a change of mind. You have to dare to hope, without becoming attached to how or when something can happen. To surrender without forgetting to follow your intuition and act accordingly. To trust even though you may have been disappointed or hurt in the past. All these things take skill and courage. So basically that's just saying that, just like I said, sometimes we're just holding on to things that's just old garbage. It's just old baggage, and we need to let it go. Don't become so comfortable with your old the old weight on your back, the old monkey on your back, to whereas you can't move forward. Don't become comfortable with pain. Don't become comfortable with depression. Don't make that your norm. You need to snap out of it, basically. Keep your eyes and heart open and let go of doubt or fear about opening up to a new level of proficiency. Dedicate your work to divine love and trust that it will flow through you stronger now. You are capable of great work when you trust in your own heart and the love of the divine flowing through you with total surrender. So this is a really powerful card. This is really powerful because just like I said, if you look at it, you can see the goddess, she looks so frail. She looks so fragile, but she is riding on the back of a god. She is riding on the back of a god. She has no fear. He's looking like he will eat you alive behind her. He will tear your guts out for this goddess. So basically you have to be able to relax in his arms. Just relax and know that he's going to protect you on this journey. You don't have to fear. You don't have to look behind you. See her, she's looking ahead. She's looking in the direction he's looking in because she trusts in her divine guide. And just like I said, whether you're Muslim, whether you're Christian, whether you're into African spirituality, you have to trust in your belief system. You have to mesh. Just keep these cards from falling over. You have to mesh. Tie that knot. Tie that knot of dedication to your God or, your spiritual self, So that's the reading for today. I hope someone was able to get something out of it. Just going to go over it again. Just one more time. Just ride that chariot of ascension. Reach that high chakra. That purple represents the crown chakra. Work on your chakra system. Reach that crown chakra, okay? Watch out for this one. That negative energy that will try to bite your head off. But when you avoid and dodge this negative energy, do it with your feminine energy. Don't do it with, aggression or anger or cursing someone out. Do it with your feminine energy. The grocery clerk snatch your money. You look at her and tell her, have a good day. Keep your energy and your vibrations on point. Do not let the brothers of darkness interfere with your spiritual growth. Always know that you're on the right path. Carry that key of life, that key of creation. Know who you are as a goddess or a god. Tie that knot. Tie that knot really tight. Tie that knot really tight. And last but not least, no fear. No fear. Relax. Allow it to happen. You are divinely protected. And these cards are actually some of my favorite cards. One of my is going to always be one of my favorite decks because I believe that I have walked through so many fires. And I am the phoenix rising. I have walked through so many fires. I am rising from the ashes. I am that phoenix. And this represents the phoenix. It could be a butterfly. But this card, when I read this card, there's a card that comes up in this deck. And this represents the rise of the phoenix. So no matter what you're going through, rise from the ashes. Okay? Rise from the ashes. And do it with your feminine energy. Okay, so Ashe family, I'm going to go ahead and end this reading. If you like this video, please comment below, like, and subscribe. Again, my name is Royalty, and this is Crowned Real Talk 101. See you in a minute, family.